Welcome to the Rines Report on RadioFreeRadford.com. I am joined once again by Sam Montana and Shiza Manzoor on photography. That's right. We're excited. We're ready to go.
What's up, Shiza? Oh, and it's nice that I'm here too, Tristan.
Oh yeah, Sam is also here. Let's see. So let's see. We have some draft talk to discuss today. A revision of my top 10 picks. So Tristan's picks 2.0. Predictions for the upcoming season. I believe. I'm pretty sure I have those in there.
You do. They're in there.
Okay. And, dude, I have to reboot everything. Let's see. And Odell Beckham could be traded. Where and how much is he worth? And we're going to debate the best at each position throughout the remaining weeks of the semester. Today we're starting with quarterbacks. I have a 1 through 32 ranking. It's just kind of like I threw it together. So we'll see how that goes. But let's start with Odell Beckham on the market. What are your thoughts on this?
Well, I don't think it's actually going to happen this season. That's from everything that's being reported. They're interested, but I don't think it's going to happen this season. I think probably he could get traded next season, but they might honestly just pay him because honestly he's worth it. I think.
You think he's worth being paid as the best player in the NFL? I think he's the best player in the Giants. But I don't think he's the best player in the NFL.
Best player.
Like I don't
overall?
think he's the most valuable player in the NFL. You know what I mean?
Here's the thing, though.
I think Antonio Brown and Julio Jones are better.
Here's
receivers.
the problem, though. No matter where he goes, he's not going to get the money he wants.
No, like Le'Veon Bell isn't worth the highest contract.
So here's
in the
the
NFL
thing.
either.
I don't think anyone is going to trade for him if they're not sure that he's going to play. Like
No.
you wouldn't trade a draft pick and then him be just sit the entire season.
And the Giants' asking price is steep, which we'll get to.
Yeah, and I mean it should be really steep.
I mean, yes, but
How long do they have him under contract for? Do you know?
I think he's going into his 4th or 5th year.
5th, right? Or he's coming to the end. We know that it's coming up where they're going to have to give him a contract soon.
Mm-hmm.
So it makes sense that this is all starting to happen now. I don't think it's going to come to a head this season. I think next season though it really might. I think he'll play. I don't know. I actually think I don't know. I don't think that he's actually going to sit. I can't see him just sitting the entire season. It just doesn't seem like...
I don't know, man. The guy's emotionally all over the place.
I know. That's why...
He reminds me of Ocho, except I don't think he trash talks as much. Or, Terrell Owens. He reminds me of him. Just in the, his behavior patterns, kind of. Like, how those kind of things, take over the team. Almost. Him being in the news or something. Like, they had the video posted. The only reason this is even a conversation is because of the video that popped up while he was in France or something like that. Of him and some women with pizza and some substances that are presumed to be of the narcotics manner.
Nice. I just can't... Like you said, he's so all over the place. Right now, he might be like, yeah, I'll totally play.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, we don't know.
By the beginning of the season, you know what I mean? Like...
Is he worth the headache, though? That's the question.
That's the big question. I mean, I think he's one of the best receivers in the game. Some people are saying that if you traded him, it'd be like trading Jerry Rice in his prime. Like that. I think I heard that on Shannon and Skip's show, Undisputed on FS1. I think I'd heard Shannon say that.
I don't know about that. He's definitely up there, but he's not Jerry Rice.
No, he's not Jerry Rice, but.
He's not even Randy Moss.
No, I mean...
He's up there, though. Don't get me wrong.
I would say Antonio Brown's the best receiver in football.
I agree.
If you were going to pay anybody that kind of money, you're going to give it to Antonio.
Who are the top 5 wide receivers in football?
I mean, we're going to get around to the top position players, but if I had to go right now...
Yeah, right now, top of your head.
I would say it's Antonio, it's Julio, Odell, number 4... I feel like those are the definitive top 3.
I agree.
You know what I
mean?
mean? When healthy, these are the top 3 players in the NFL.
After that, you can mix and match. Diggs, maybe? Diggs is maybe... No.
Diggs is not as prolific of a receiver as a Mike Evans, a T.Y. Hilton, or Jarvis Landry.
Mike Evans.
I really like Mike Evans, but I don't think he's number 4 or 5.
You don't think he's number 4?
He's definitely top 10.
Well, who's better than Mike Evans?
I think that A.J. Green is better than Mike Evans.
Okay, yeah,
because AJ has Andy Dalton. But if AJ Green had
poor AJ Green,
if AJ Green had Jameis Winston, he would be better. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think if he had a better quarterback, a better situation, he'd be a better receiver. I like AJ Green and I really like T.Y. Hilton, but I'd probably
Hilton's pretty good
considering the body of work.
He's not number 5 for me though, Hilton. He's a little lower.
Tim,
for
he
me.
could be 5 for me. Considering the body of work, I would actually say Jarvis Landry is at least the 4 or 5. The dude has the most catches over a 4-year span of any player in NFL history.
Okay.
The guy's got hands.
Okay.
And he can run after the catch and he can block. I really, really like Jarvis Landry. I understand he just went to the Browns, but considering they're probably going to get Sam Darnold.
They've got Gordon and they're going to get Darnold. I mean.
Yeah, and there's possible destinations in which Odell could maybe go. That places that make sense that he could go.
The only place that makes sense to me is the Browns because they have the space, they have the picks. That's the one that makes the most sense to me. Or the 49ers. Those are the two I could see him going to.
But I would say Jarvis at 4. Okay. I just really like Jarvis. Playing against the guy is a nightmare.
Oh, no, I thought AJ Green was at 4.
No. AJ Green, it'd be between AJ Green and T.Y. Hilton for my 5. And then Mike Evans is probably around 6 or 7.
I'd go AJ Green.
T.Y. is that threat, though.
AJ Green is just, he's a beast. He's been a beast for a long time, too.
So is T.Y.
Yeah, but I feel like T.Y.
T.Y. led the league in receiving twice.
Here's the thing, though. I think
receiving yards.
I still feel like T.Y.'s best football is ahead of him, though. That's the thing, which is crazy.
Do you think the best football for AJ Green is behind him? Because I don't think AJ Green is gonna stay in Cincinnati.
I don't know if it's behind
at the end of his current contract.
Where's Larry Fitzgerald on that list? Is he still in the top 10, or is he because of his age?
He's closer to 10 than he is to 5.
I agree with that. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, Fitzgerald does a lot of things very well. I think Fitzgerald's highlights came when he had Kurt Warner. Because, since then, they haven't really had anybody great sitting back in the pocket throwing to him.
No, I agree.
Like, him with a better quarterback, which is why everybody thinks that at some point he was going to go to New England, then play with Tom Brady because he'd finally have a good quarterback, be in a good system, he'd get touches. He's getting touches, and he's in a decent system, but the head coaching has changed a lot. And the quarterbacks come and go for Larry Fitzgerald.
I'm surprised
he's very dedicated to the city. I think he doesn't want to leave.
He doesn't want to leave Arizona, yeah.
I remember years ago he got a ridiculous contract just to stay there. So I mean,
good for him.
Yeah,
he's played in a Super Bowl.
Dude's a Hall of Famer for sure.
He definitely is a Hall of Famer.
I just wish he would have a ring. You know what I mean? It's like him, like Randy Moss. You know what I mean? Like those two guys. Terrell Owens never even got a ring either.
Yeah.
Terrell Owens went one time, I believe.
Yeah.
He was with the Eagles in 2004. Lost to the Patriots.
Yeah, I remember when the Eagles lost to the Patriots in 2004. Just reminding all you Eagles fans out there. Anyways,
I got my notes up. Let's see. I've heard a few things around the NFL universe. The Giants team president and owner John Mara said they're not shopping Beckham. But then earlier today, I also heard Adam Schefter of ESPN, he's an NFL insider, say the Giants would ask for at least 2 first-round picks for Odell Beckham Jr.
I'll give you a first.
They took him at 11.
I'll give you a first and a second. I'm not giving you 2 firsts. No way. He's not worth 2 first-round picks, man. He's not 2.
Well, it depends on how high the picks are.
Okay, a really high first and a really high second, I would totally trade that. But
all right. So look, on the teams that he could go on my list, I have right here. I have number 1, Cleveland.
Yeah,
because they have the money to pay him if he wants to really get that kind of contract.
Who's in Cleveland?
Jarvis is one
of his best friends.
Yeah, he went to school with the guy. Yeah. They were ridiculous at LSU.
Weren't they roommates?
I don't know if they were roommates.
I swear they were roommates. Okay, anyways, point being,
the organization is getting a new look with all these new additions. It's going to become a lot more youthful with all sorts of these additions like Tyrod. The rookies are going to get in the draft this year. They have the draft capital. Like if you don't want to use that number 4 pick, you could give it to the Giants. The Giants could sit at 2 and 4, and then I think if you're the Browns and you really want Odell, you'd give them some decent player. Like I'd trade Coleman, their 3rd wide receiver. And I would trade the number 4 pick to try to get Odell. That
this
to me,
year?
Yeah, for this season before the draft. No. I think that makes the most sense. If you're gonna send somebody from the Browns, because that's a super high pick.
How's the running back situation though in Cleveland?
Cleveland, they have Carlos Hyde, and presumably, I think they're gonna get Saquon Barkley. Carlos Hyde is not a scrub.
But you're talking about trading the number 4 pick.
But if they trade 4,
they can't get Barkley probably.
No.
So that's what I would rather have Barkley
than Odell,
because you don't even know Odell's gonna play, and you have Barkley on a rookie. For all his years.
Oh, don't get me wrong. I love Saquon Barkley. I really do.
But you don't know if Odell's going to play. That's my point. You have to pay him, too. You have the space, but do you want to pay him that much?
I don't think... How much money do you think Odell Beckham is worth per season? Give me a number. Because I can't see anything more than, $15 million for one season. Ndamukong Suh...
We're talking one season.
Let's say you gave him a contract for one season. I would pay him $15 million.
That's as high as I would go, too, I think. Maybe 16.
He's not worth $28 million like what Kirk Cousins is going to be getting paid. He's not worth quarterback money. That's the thing. I love the analogy Cowherd used a long time ago. Colin Cowherd from The Herd on Fox Sports 1, which is if you're building a team, all your components are the head coach, your quarterback, your offensive line, your defense are the actual layers of cake, your icing are your receivers.
I tell you what, though, if I'm the 49ers, I would give up a first-round pick and a second for him.
The Niners, because they're sitting at 9.
Can you imagine if they had him? Like that, if they got a great receiver like Beckham.
Who did they just pick up? I thought they got somebody.
They've got some decent wide receivers, but they don't have anybody. Like Odell's a star, man.
I mean, they got Goodwin. They have
who
else do they have there?
Do they have Garcon?
They still have Garcon. He's gonna be coming off an injury, but if they have him,
yeah. But I'm just saying, like if you picked up Odell, that would be huge. Imagine him with Jimmy. They're both young.
That'd be good. I thought that San Francisco was gonna get Jordy Nelson.
Yeah, that made a lot of sense.
But it just didn't
happen. Yeah.
Let me see, because they picked up Sherman. They picked up a really good center from New York. They got got some headphones. Okay, she's just messing around with the box. Let me see. I'm scrolling through. The NFL published something today about the contract details for a lot of these teams, and they got Jerick McKinnon. They haven't signed any receivers.
See, they haven't signed any big name receivers. That's what I'm saying. That makes more sense to me than the Browns, just because you don't want to give up that 4th round pick. I don't know.
Let's see.
It can be interesting to see what
I'm pulling up their roster as we speak.
If I were Cleveland, though, I'd rather go for Barkley, honestly, at this
point. Oh, I mean, I really, really do like...
I'd rather right now, if I were them, I would not... I would be like, next year I'll give you a high pick, or...
Yeah.
That's all assuming, though, that they're going to...
Their
picks are really high.
These are the receivers I'm seeing at the moment. They have Victor Bolden Jr., who 2 years of experience. Cool. Kendrick Bourne, I have no idea who that is. Aaron Burbridge... Burbridge, okay. DeAndre Carter, a lot of the guys I haven't heard of. Pierre Garcon, Marquise Goodwin. Marquise they re-signed this offseason. They gave him a pretty sizable deal.
No, he's good. He's good.
He's good, but he's not Odell Beckham.
No.
The guy's got wheels, but he isn't Odell Beckham. They have Aldrick Robinson as well.
Where do the 49ers sit right now in the draft? In the first round, I mean.
They're number 9.
I would give up a 9 for Odell.
I'd give up a 9 and
a second for Odell. I'd do it.
I wouldn't give up a second for this season. For this year's
season?
Draft. Next year, I give him...
That seems...
Or no. Or what you do is you give him next year's first, this year's second. You could just swap them around. That's what I would do.
Oh, well,
because San Francisco is on this list for me. Because I think it gives them a good target for Jimmy G, and they still have plenty of money left over.
I know. They've got tons. The thing is, though, I don't think the 49ers do they have a high second-round pick because they gave it to the Patriots for Jimmy. So I don't think they even have an early second-round pick anymore. They couldn't give it even if they wanted to.
I don't know what their draft positions look like beyond the first round.
Well, that's because they played so well at the end, it completely got reshuffled because they played so well later in the season.
Yeah, because earlier in the season, before Jimmy started playing games, they were at like 2 or 3.
It's honestly, looking back on it, maybe they should have just not started Jimmy. They would have had much.
But no, now you understand what potential he has.
That's true.
I think the only thing that not starting Jimmy does for the Niners is gives them less money they have to spend to keep him. Because they just gave the guy $37 million contract for 5 years.
Yeah,
that's a ridiculous amount of money, man.
I mean,
it's so much money.
It's a quarterback's game.
It is a quarterback league.
Yeah.
Where else Odell Beckham could go? I see the Colts, the Jets, and the Rams. And they only say the Rams because they've been really vocal about their interest in him.
If they get Odell,
because they've been making a ton of moves this year. They have lots of personality, powerful additions in Ndamukong Suh, Peters, and Talib. Already, they let go of Sammy Watkins, so they have a hole they could fill.
The NFC is stacked.
Oh yeah,
like wow.
The Eagles are really good. That I'm pretty sure Cowherd put them at 1 on the power rankings. They had
Rams at 2.
They had the Rams at 2. Number 3 were the Vikings, and then number 4 were the Patriots.
Yeah, that sounds right. Right on paper, 4. Right now, that sounds right. 49ers probably in the top 10 somewhere.
The 49ers were not in the top 10. The Texans were at number 10.
Really?
Yeah, with the addition of Tyrann Mathieu? Dude.
No, but I mean the 49ers weren't in the top 10? Wow.
Not on Cowherd's list.
No? That's interesting.
I was watching it the other day.
I'm just surprised.
But I think the Jets have plenty of money still. They were going to spend it on Ndamukong Suh, then backed out pretty close to the end there. And then the Colts, they still have some money. They have draft capital. They had the number 6th overall pick, which I wouldn't give up because you're trying to build around Andrew. Like, you already have T.Y. Hilton. You've got some decent guys. You just got Eric Ebron. You have Jack Doyle. I just love that name. I think if you're the Colts, you could hope for a good running back. Like, I could see the Colts moving down in the draft. Like, I could see them as the team that moves up, like, that swaps with Buffalo.
Is it bad that I'm so uninterested with the Colts?
Oh, they're not very interesting.
They're the most boring team
This
for the
year,
last 3
it's
years.
either Andrew Luck makes or breaks that team. They really do. Andrew Luck is the make or break for the Indianapolis Colts. Jacoby Brissett is good. Teams have been trying to get Jacoby Brissett from the Colts.
I wouldn't trade him. Not with Andrew's shoulder.
No, I would keep him for
Brissett.
at
That
least
way you
another
can at
year.
least stay in like the hunt.
Yeah, which is a smart thing to do. But at the
It
Colts,
is.
I think the Colts could be an option to get Odell because
It is.
you give
They
him
are.
if it's Ty and Odell, that's nasty. You got speed on both sides of the ball.
And if Andrew Luck is healthy.
Oh yeah, the offensive line is where they might need some help. But I'm gonna get to my draft picks here. The Jets are just trying to like build around a potential quarterback of the future.
Yes.
That's the game plan. Like Josh McCown is staying for an extra season because the money's good. You know what I mean? Like the money's good, the situation's right. You don't have to move again.
And the Dolphins are just gonna hide.
Kind of.
Which I don't blame them.
Like,
That's not a bad play. Let me make that
No.
clear.
Which you've said. Like, please reiterate for the
Oh,
audience.
no,
this
I was
week.
just going to say, I think they're rebuilding for, like, they're waiting for the Patriots to finally start to fall off the edge. I think they're waiting, and I think in the next 2 years they're going to make a heavy push and rebuild. So I think they're
Or they're gonna have cap later.
they're going to have cap, and also they're probably going to be really high in the draft if they don't do good for the next 2 seasons.
Yeah.
And they're going to get
Well, the last time they were high up in the draft, they ended up getting Deion Jordan, which didn't work out. He's
No.
not even on a roster at the
No.
moment, as far as I understand. Deion Jordan was supposed to be this beast coming out of Oregon, if I remember, and just did not pan out.
But I think they're playing the long game, and
But don't worry, it doesn't get any like worse than like Alden Smith. Dude, I don't understand. Like while I bring it up, I can't stop seeing articles about the guy just screwing it up. This guy was a dominant force in the NFL for like 4 seasons with the Niners. Gets arrested like 2 or 3 times, goes to the Raiders, and then does nothing. Then gets released, gets arrested again. This guy's the guy's career's over.
Why are you seeing articles about him then?
I looked him up. I was curious. I was like, "What's going on with Alden Smith?" I remember this guy used to be a beast.
I do actually.
He's still in Madden. He's still good on
Oh
Madden.
my gosh, he did fall off the face of the earth.
He
didn't he?
did.
Yeah. Now I'm thinking about it. That's funny.
No disrespect, Alden.
Stop getting arrested.
Nah, there's some problems there.
Yeah.
Alden Smith had such a bright future, though. We can say that. I mean, unless the guy gets one more chance and actually takes advantage of it,
Past tense.
gone.
I don't
Doesn't
think
matter.
Belichick would pick him up.
It would be for like the league minimum.
Yeah, right.
It'd be like a practice. All right, we're gonna see if you do well against a practice squad, and if he shows up like out of shape, he's like, all right, you're not even worth the tryout. Like it's not worth my time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like the guy was an effective pass rusher. I really liked Alden Smith. I did. I liked Alden. And then what was his first one? He got arrested at LAX it was like drugs or something like that the first time.
What was the second?
Then the second time he was at LAX and said something about guns while at the airport.
Assault or no? It was guns.
It was something about guns. And then the third time, I can't remember what the third one was. This most recent one was a drug thing.
Okay.
Dude,
Just stop.
do you want to keep making money? Do you want to like?
Apparently not.
I don't know.
Whatever.
Some guys fall off the face of the earth. But do you think Odell moves at all?
This season, no, I don't think he does. It's completely possible that I could be completely wrong.
I think the Giants, if they lose Odell, take a big step back.
Oh, massive.
Yeah, it's a gigantic loss on the parts of the Giants if they give him up
they
because
should
they have no idea if these draft picks are going to pan out. Like
Man.
there's very few guys that you can say this was worth the pick. Like Landon Collins, great pickup in the second round. I wanted Landon Collins so bad.
Yeah.
I really wanted the Patriots to get Landon Collins.
Patriots fans want things all the time.
Doesn't happen.
No, but
We don't even know. Like, I like looking at the mock drafts, looking and seeing, and I'm like, oh, these are the guys that we aren't gonna get because it's on NFL.com. Like, it's not gonna happen.
yeah, no.
I'm interested, but it's probably not gonna happen. Honestly, most likely what's gonna happen is they're gonna trade the pick at the very end for like the Browns' #1 second round pick because somebody's gonna be there that's gonna be like a contributor. We'll see what happens. I keep getting in fights with Jeff, by the way, about Matt Patricia.
What about him?
He doesn't like Patricia
Wait, why?
because he was like, "Oh, Patricia's the defensive coordinator. I hate this bend don't break philosophy on defense." And I was like, "Dude, like he had the personnel he had and made it work for a while."
Yeah, I
Like
agree
I
with
don't think that wasn't a Patricia call in the Super Bowl.
I don't like that bend don't break defense either, but
It worked.
But,
It worked with the
It
right
worked.
personnel.
No, I mean Patricia did literally the best. That was honestly this past year was his best coaching I think he's ever done.
Oh, he went from pulling a team that was the worst defense in the first 4 weeks to having one of the top like it was like the top 10-ish.
15, something like. Depends on what
He
category.
He was above 16. He was in the better half of the league.
The fact that our defense gave us so many yards still boggles my mind. I don't know how it happened.
Don't worry, the trauma will always be there. You'll be old one day, and then just like remember.
I'll be in a rocking chair.
I'm just like I still can't get over it, man. Like
In front of a
Tom threw 500 yards, 3 touchdowns, and we still lost the Super Bowl. And I'm just gonna look over and be like,
Poor Gronk. He balled out.
he did.
Whatever.
We can't stop talking about this. This is
Therapy session.
This is the most traumatic thing that has happened on the
since
Rines
2011.
Report. Because 2 years,
since the Rines
because
Report,
two years ago, when I had Nick and Terrence on, if you're an avid listener of the show, I told them that if the Patriots lost in 51, they could like pie my face or something, and then we won, and I was over the top. I came in the next day wearing the jersey. It was ridiculous. So in the history of me doing shows, this is the first time the Patriots have lost a Super Bowl.
They've lost 5. They've lost 5.
In the history of the organization.
Yep.
Since I've been born, they've lost 3.
Yep. So basically when it all started.
Yeah. All right, so let's get to the draft 2.0. I went over it a little bit last week. I've been watching quite a bit of film, as much as I possibly can when I have time. Shouts out to Vach Lombardi. Listen to this. Tune into the podcast. He does a lot of good stuff on YouTube. Checks out good film. Let's see. What are your thoughts on this? Because mine shuffled up a little bit. I realized after the show, I was like, as soon as I said Baker Mayfield in Denver, it didn't really make as much sense to me as it did before I came on the air.
Wait, where'd you say it was gonna go?
I thought in my first one, I had Denver picking up Baker Mayfield because you don't know how well Case Keenum's gonna work out. That's what I had picked. But in this one, I still have Sam Darnold at 1. All right, Quentin Nelson at 2. But this time, instead of Rosen to the Jets, I have Baker Mayfield.
I don't see Rosen on your top 10 anymore. What happened?
I think that it's not an issue of how good Rosen is, because I like Rosen the most.
You gushed about him for like 6 minutes. That's why I'm really surprised he's not here anymore.
I like Rosen, but I think the Jets are trying to revamp this
culture, maybe
culture of like the Joe Namath kind of like quarterback where you're very loud personality. I think Mayfield makes sense in that slot, which is the only reason why I think that could happen. I mean, the Giants could very well take Rosen and be the successor to Eli Manning. I think that'd be a smart move as well. I think whoever the Giants get it to, between Nelson, even Barkley, or Rosen, is a smart pick.
Yeah.
Like, the Giants are sitting in a good spot. Like, the Browns are the most pressure because if Sam Darnold doesn't work out for them, it's just another egg on the face of the bulldog of the Cleveland Browns.
Seriously, though. But honestly, if you're the Jets, why not take Mayfield? What do you have to lose? What's the worst that happens? You
can have the guy sit behind McCown for the year.
You're right.
You learn a bit.
But here's the thing. Like, okay, he doesn't pan out and they lose a bunch of games this year, and then they go back to the draft. Like, and they probably will have a high pick. Like,
there's just a lot. There's a ton of potential this year. We have no idea. I don't have any idea what next year's draft is going to look like.
No,
there's a lot of potential at quarterback.
There is a lot, that's true.
I mean, Mike Mayock, not Mike Mayock. What's the other guy's name? Why am I blanking on this? It's not Mike Mayock.
You still got Barkley.
No, but one of the NFL draft guys, I can't remember his name at the moment for some reason, and I apologize if you ever hear this. It's been a long day. He has Josh Allen at 1, which Josh Allen, as hard of a ball as this guy throws, I don't think is worth the number 1 overall pick. No.
Although you don't even have Allen in your top 10.
No, but I think there's no. But I will get to Allen in this top 10 as a possibility.
You don't have Rosen or Allen in your top 10. I think.
Which to me it hurts my soul. Number 4, I have Cleveland taking Saquon Barkley. Number 5, Denver elects to take a corner to replace Talib, and they get Denzel Ward. Seen a lot of good things.
Didn't they just pick up a corner or a safety?
They got Stuart Cravens in a trade today from the Redskins. So they have somebody over the top, but they don't have.
Yeah, okay.
I think that Denver goes after Denzel Ward if they don't believe that Roby is the guy to fill in for Talib. You know what I mean? Because I remember them taking him like 5 years ago, and he's been okay as a nickel guy, but we don't know if he's really ready to take that next step. I could see Denver there taking Denzel Ward. Number 6, Indianapolis. This is the wild card because I think they could very well swap around with Buffalo. All right. So if Indianapolis keeps this pick, Bradley Chubb, defensive end out of NC State. A lot of people really like Chubb. He has he's a very high motor player, good hands, strong on the outside, able to get after the quarterback. I really like Bradley Chubb. To Indianapolis, they need that. They just need something on defense. It can't just be all relying on Andrew Luck.
You're right. They do actually need that. Their defense is not.
Although Indianapolis could go anywhere. Let's say they trade down to number 12 with the Buffalo Bills. I think the Bills would take Rosen if he's still there, or they're going to take Josh Allen.
You don't think Denver is going to take somebody like Rosen? You think they're go all in on Keenum?
Denver? Yeah, I think they're going to stay with Keenum.
You think they're all in on Keenum? All right. For now, at least?
Yeah.
A year or two? Okay.
I think they give him about a season or two. I mean, I think he's an improvement from Trevor Siemian.
Oh, yeah.
That's just my opinion.
Yeah, no, you're right.
But yeah, Indianapolis takes Bradley Chubb, gets a defensive presence. If they don't take him, I still have options, believe me. Like, every week, this is going to go through a progression of, okay, Indianapolis is going to get this guy, this guy, this guy, or this guy.
Because honestly...
we have no idea where they're going to go. I think they have... They're still going to have plenty of defensive options there, and they need defense.
They have a lot of work to do.
Yes, they do.
They really do.
Like, the Colts are not as stacked as the New Orleans Saints, where their quarterback can carry them to a certain point. And then, like, this year, their secondary worked out. Like, Marshawn Lattimore was a great pickup. People are thinking that this Denzel Ward corner from Ohio State is going to be better than him, which is why I think Denver could take him.
Again, maybe.
We'll see what happens. This could eventually be revised again.
Could be a bust, right? I mean, you never know with the draft, man.
Let's see.
There's always these draft picks, and you come back 3 years later, and you're like, wow, we talked about that person.
Do you remember, I thought the exact same thing the other night. Remember Vajorn Werner from FSU?
Nope.
The Colts picked him up 4 or 5 years ago, and he's not even in the NFL anymore.
Was he the key?
He was not the key. I liked him because I was like, this big old German guy who's really good at getting after the quarterback, looks good in the FSU uniform. Like, he looks like a monster, gets picked in the first round, and then I don't even remember seeing him on the field. Like, apparently he had really, really bad knees. And, like, Jacksonville picked him up, was trying to be a practice squad player, and just didn't work out, so he just retired. So this guy basically robbed the Colts. But now he's, like, back in Germany doing whatever he does. Let's see. Tampa Bay at number 7, I think they bolster the secondary for themselves as well.
Yeah,
I can see
sense.
Minkah Fitzpatrick, the defensive back at Alabama. You could play the guy down in the nickel at corner. You can play him up at safety. He makes some big hits. He's got really good awareness to get after the ball. So I like Minkah Fitzpatrick at Tampa Bay. They got Vernon Hargraves as well. So they're really working on the secondary.
They need to. That was the biggest problem last year.
That and offensive line. But
That's true.
I don't think anybody's going to be worth the number 7 pick at the offensive line.
No.
Except for maybe Isaiah Wynn out of Georgia. But that might be a little bit of a stretch unless you want to trade down.
And you got Chicago, you got Calvin Ridley.
That's right. Calvin Ridley, fast guy. He's got really good route running, pretty decent hands. Fast.
That's a good fit.
You get Trubisky. I think I had him last week too. You get him some help. Like who else does he have out there? Because Kevin White didn't work out.
John Fox? No.
Yeah, Kevin White didn't work out from West Virginia. I remember him. Everybody was really excited about this guy. He hasn't been able to stay on the field. His overall rating in Madden is like 71 or 72.
Chicago does need a receiver.
They do.
This is a good fit. I think that's almost a lock.
Yeah, let's see. Number 9, San Francisco. Derwin James, the safety out of Florida State. I've heard him compared to Cam Chancellor as a faster Cam Chancellor.
That's horrifying.
Yes. And imagine him playing in the same division. Put him out there on special teams.
Jeez.
Oh, that'd be exciting. And then Oakland at number 10 gets Marcus Davenport. People really like this guy. He's a very pure pass rusher. Still needs a little bit of work from what I understand. I haven't had a lot of time to watch film on him, but Marcus Davenport's one of the highly touted guys in this draft. He could either be at Oakland or I could see Green Bay taking him at like 13 or 14.
Yeah.
So, that's the first half hour of the show. That's my draft 2.0. Draft 2.0.
Still think it's funny Rosen isn't here.
He'll probably be there next week.
Probably. He'll be number 1 next week, everybody. Watch. Like, I'm telling you.
Something's going to happen in the next week. And
of course, it's the NFL. It's draft. Draft's coming up.
That's what we have. That's what we have right now. Free agency's opened. It's kind of come and gone. There's still guys on the market.
No one that's going to be a game changer.
I mean, Kenny Vaccaro's on the market. Eric Reed is still on the market, but apparently he's had injury issues.
Eric Reed is also... How old is he now?
Eric Reed's only, like, been in the league for 5 or 6 years.
We had to talk about this. Yeah, we already talked about this. It feels like he's been there forever because he's hurt all the time, but no, he's not been around very long.
No.
Yeah.
I think he and Cap came in the same draft class.
That's insane.
Let's see. Vaccaro came in that same class as well. He was really good. I remember him, I think, his rookie year. I think he made the Pro Bowl or something. Maybe he just hasn't been able to stay on the field. Who knows, man? Way too early NFL 2018-2019 season predictions. We're going to go coast to coast. We're going to stick with the west side. So we're going to do the NFC West and the AFC West. Just some simple predictions. We can argue them out. I've got mine, but I want to hear Sam take off on the San Francisco 49ers. What are you thinking they're going to end up with next season? In the very challenging NFC. Because, I mean, I've got mine. I want to hear your opinion. What do you think the Niners do next season?
I think the LA Rams are going to win the NFC West.
West?
Oh, no!
West!
Oh, SpongeBob.
SpongeBob, you've been watching too much.
I have been watching too much SpongeBob. How'd you know? No, I actually think the Rams are going to take the NFC West. I think that's right. Maybe 12-4 or something like that.
Yeah?
Yeah, because, I mean, they're
I'm asking about the Niners in particular.
Oh, you're talking about the Niners in particular?
Yeah.
I think the Niners make it.
To the playoffs?
Yeah, they do. I don't think they're going to win the West, though, because the Rams are just
I think
so
Jimmy
dominant.
has a good season. The way he looked this last, like 7 games, he looked phenomenal.
I think they'll go 10-6. I think they're going to do pretty good, actually.
I think because the NFC is so competitive.
It is.
That they might not get to 10-6, one short. I think they're going 9-7. And they're going to be competing with, like either the Cowboys, they're going to be competing with somebody else in the division.
I think they'll win that competition, though. That's my thing.
Yeah.
Compared to, like, the Cowboys, I like them more than the Cowboys. I like them more than...
That'd be
the Giants.
Do they play each other this year? I would love to watch that.
Well,
game.
I'm looking at the rest of the NFC West right now, though. And, I mean, the Seahawks are in rebuilding in stages. I don't think they're even going to make the playoffs this year, which stinks for Russell Wilson, but I don't think the Seahawks are actually going to make it this year.
No, that was my prediction as well. I think that with the loss of Sherman, they've lost Bennett. People seem to start leaving Seattle. Like, it seems like everybody's starting to just, start jumping ship.
Culture shift.
Basically. Like, Pete Carroll, this could be, his last few years. We have no idea what's going on in Seahawks headquarters. But the culture shift...
the Cardinals
last year they looked really, really challenged on the field. There didn't seem to be much functionality on the offense because the offensive line was just so bad. Jimmy Graham looked okay, but the receivers, Doug Baldwin's the best guy in the receiving core.
The Cardinals might win 5 games.
Yeah, I have the Cardinals. I have the Cardinals being the last place team
easily,
in that
which is terrible.
If Sam Bradford stays healthy.
They've got so much talent, though, that's so sad, but it really feels like that. They don't have as much talent as the other teams. That's the problem. And they're not as well coached, or as far as we know. Watch, we could go win and watch. They're going to be, they could...
Somebody's gonna hop on and be like, "Hey, so I heard you said that the Cardinals were gonna be terrible. Look at they're in the Super Bowl this year." You know what I mean?
Right. That could totally happen.
Nobody saw the Rams or the Vikings this year being as good as they were, especially after all the stuff that the Vikings went through at quarterback.
And the Rams, the year before last, they weren't good. They were
awful.
Bad. They were terrible. I think the Rams they're a juggernaut. They really are.
They look really good as long as it works. I think the only thing that's gonna stop the Rams is the players in the locker room. That's a lot of personality. And Ndamukong Suh, Talib, Peters, from what we understand, it's a lot of personality, as well as the guys you already have on the team. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
McVay's got a nice a good personality from what I understand. There's a lot in that locker room.
There's also a lot to prove from a lot of those guys. That's the one thing they got going for.
Yeah.
The Patriots, remember when the Patriots got stacked and everyone was like, oh, they're going to go undefeated? The problem is they'd already hit the sky. Do you know what I mean? They already won the Super Bowl. They had nowhere to go.
As
the
well,
Rams they will.
The Rams, they're going to need a season. The Patriots went back to the Super Bowl this year with the pieces they did pick up, but there was just times in the season where you watch them and that doesn't look like it's fleshed out. You know what I mean? There's no... Yep. It doesn't look as comfortable as it should be.
Yeah, exactly.
And the Rams are going to have to get comfortable. I think Aaron Donald... we have no idea what's going on with Aaron Donald right now because he keeps asking for a contract extension, trying to get the money he deserves. But do the Rams have enough money to pay him? I think it's the only reason why they signed Ndamukong Suh to a 1-year contract.
They should pay him a lot of money.
Aaron Donald's the best defensive lineman in the league right now.
Going into this season, they should pay him a lot of money. I mean, the 49ers are going to be good. I think that's which is funny. It's going to be a California race.
Yeah.
It's going to be North versus South. It's going to be those two teams just duking it out all season.
Those are going to be good games.
Oh, those are going to be great games.
They were good games this year, too.
When's the last time LA football's been like this good? In our lifetime. I don't know if it ever has.
Well, we haven't had.
We're not LA,
or those
California.
teams.
I mean, just California.
Oh, California.
Like watching teams in California.
Well, the Raiders were bad for a long time. The Niners were okay for a little bit, like here and there. Chargers have always been like an 8-8 kind of team.
Yeah. So I don't think ever in our lifetime we've seen California football this like exciting going into a season. And the Raiders, hey, don't sleep on the Raiders, man.
Well, we're gonna get to the Raiders now, actually, while we're on the topic. Honestly, people might not agree with this. I think the Raiders could probably miss the playoffs this year. And a point you brought up to me was that Jordy Nelson's actually an effective red zone threat. From what I thought before, I didn't think he was as good of a red zone threat as he was. You can go ahead and name the statistics.
Oh, he had 11. He had 11 red zone touchdowns in 2016, and then last year he had 5. But Aaron Rodgers was out for most of the season, so he's really dangerous below the 20, or at the 20 and below. So, I mean, that's where he thrives. So he's a great threat. The only thing is he's getting old. He has had some injuries, so I don't know if he's going to be great. I still don't know if trading Crabtree
or no, letting him go.
Letting Crabtree go and picking up Nelson was a smart move. We don't know yet. We'll have to wait and see. It was an interesting gamble.
Well, we'll see how it pans out. But I feel like there's still gaping holes that Oakland still has to address.
Nelson is not good enough to bring them, push them over.
He's not the guy who's going to take him to the next level.
He's not going to take him over.
He's a legitimate, solid replacement, and that's
with a lot of experience. But he is.
Yeah,
it's a new system
the secondary still needs some work. They still have Rhodes that they picked up in the draft 2 years ago, who's been pretty effective, but they haven't had a Charles Woodson and they haven't had a Nnamdi Asomugha in forever. You know what I mean? Garyon Conley, I don't even think he played last season. He'd been hurt the entire time. He was their first round pick.
What happened to Derek Carr, man?
Carr got hurt, and then the offensive line started letting him down. They went from having one of the best offensive lines in the league to be.
Remember how much they paid him?
Carr?
Yeah.
Oh, a ton of money.
Oh.
They paid this guy a lot.
They paid him if
he's the number 4 ranked player in terms of salary this year.
Yeah.
And the top 4 guys, including Carr, Stafford, Cousins, and who else am I forgetting?
It's not Jimmy, is it?
No, it's actually not Jimmy. There's somebody else, and Andrew Luck. No, Andrew Luck's no, not anymore. There's somebody else on this list. I'm trying to remember who it is.
Is it a quarterback?
It's another quarterback.
Let me think.
Who has
Russell Wilson?
Who has no.
Drew Brees?
Oh, the top 4 guys being paid in the NFL right now have 0 playoff wins together.
Isn't that insane? Oh, what about Carson? How much are they paying? Oh no, because he's still got another year. Yeah, that's right. Never mind.
My computer died.
Oh no. Well,
cool. Thanks. Good thing I emailed you the notes.
Yeah, that's why he emails me his notes, ladies and gentlemen.
That's right.
We just save them.
Let's see. The LA Chargers. My bold prediction for the Chargers this season. I think that the LA Chargers make the playoffs because they just fell short barely.
Man.
Barely. Oh my goodness. They just barely fell short this last season.
I wish they'd made it, actually. They would have made things way more. Who made it instead of them? Who got in? Was it the Titans?
The Bills. The Bills and the Titans.
I'd rather watch Phillip Rivers, honestly.
Yeah. I think Phillip Rivers this season has the best chance of being the NFL MVP than he's had in his entire career.
Why?
All right, look.
You say that? That's so...
I think the offense is going to be a little bit better this year. They've got Melvin Gordon. They've got, they have Allen as well, Keenan Allen at receiver.
Yeah.
Pro Bowl guy, all-pro receiver, had a tremendous season. They get Mike Williams back, who was hurt last season. Their rookie from Clemson. Big physical receiver. Goes up, makes the catch. They still have Hunter Henry at tight end. They have Antonio Gates. Travis Benjamin's not a bad receiver as well at the third option. And then you have Melvin Gordon at running back. The offensive line isn't too shabby either. The defense just keeps getting better. They have a pretty solid secondary.
Their defense is good.
Melvin Ingram was in consideration for the Defensive Player of the Year last year.
Yes.
Joey Bosa's still a monster.
I
the Chargers are the team that they're not getting a lot of coverage.
No, they're not.
But I think they're going to be that sleeper team that's going to surprise the NFL this year. I'm not saying they're making the Super Bowl, but I think they're going to make the playoffs and Phillip Rivers could win MVP.
So who's the worst? This is just I'm sorry. This is just fun to me. Who's the worst California team then? Is it the Raiders?
Yeah. So we have the Chargers, we have the Rams, we have the Raiders,
and the 49ers.
And the 49ers.
Yeah. I know, right? I think the Raiders or the Chargers. I think the Raiders actually. I'm gonna say the Raiders.
I'm gonna say the.
I think you just convinced me. The Chargers have a better defense.
I think the Raiders.
Chargers have a better defense.
Yeah,
I've been sleeping on them.
I think the Raiders are actually the worst team in California. Oakland fans don't like me, man. They really don't. Because I had Nick come on for a long time, and me and Nick would just go at it back and forth. He and Terrence would also go back and forth as well. But
hey, remember that time where they did make the playoffs this year?
Oh right, yeah.
Oh man,
it's almost like they're regressing.
And yet you're coming at them. But whatever.
Let's see. I think Von Miller wins the Defensive Player of the Year. Keenum carries the Broncos to the playoffs. I don't know. Like, Keenum...
Oh, Keenum.
I don't know what to say about the guy.
I like Keenum, though, actually, as a person.
He's a great underdog.
He really is.
Keenum, for some reason, wins games. You know what I mean? Like, he just makes... He puts the ball in just the right spot, even though it doesn't look pretty.
He's just good enough.
Good enough to carry that team to the playoffs. Like, I think he's better than Brock Osweiler was. And I think he could be better than Manning in his last season. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and they still win the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
I think if they pick up Minkah Fitzpatrick or Denzel Ward, they're going to be just fine on the defensive side of the football. Denver is going to make it back to the playoffs this year.
We'll see. Yeah.
Let's see. And finally, the Kansas City Chiefs, for the first time in like a good little while, are going to miss the playoffs.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know, man. They let Tom Bahali go. Marcus Peters isn't there. Alex Smith is gone.
Watkins.
Yeah, they got Sammy Watkins. So which means they have two good receivers.
Who's their quarterback? Patrick
Mahomes.
Watch Mahomes just light up the field.
The dude has a cannon. The dude has a cannon. Like that's why Josh Allen's getting so much like consideration.
I tell you what, if they make the playoffs, I'm gonna make a prediction right now. It's because of him. If they make it, it's because
I think he makes or breaks that team.
Yes, I agree.
We've seen the Chiefs time and time again start off, or they have these crazy streaks, but then they are just so subpar or just barely mediocre.
Part of that is Alex Smith's fault, though. He has really high moments.
No, I would say that comes down to the coaching as well.
I think it's a combination of
the two. Because Alex Smith has played the same kind of ball the entire season. He had a career high 4,000 plus yards.
Well, what changed on that offense besides, of course, Alex Smith?
I think maybe some time management, like maybe their playmakers just weren't making plays.
No, I mean this coming year, like in the offseason, what moves have they made on the offensive side of the ball?
They got Sammy Watkins. They lost Alex Smith. As far as I know, that's about it.
I mean, dude, their offense, if they can stay consistent and Mahomes plays well.
Their defense took a big hit, though. Like, they're going to get Eric Berry coming back off of an Achilles.
Berry back, though.
Coming off an Achilles.
I know.
The guy missed football for years because of leukemia.
Poor Eric Berry. He's such a...
Eric Berry.
He's a fighter.
He's going to be on the Hall of Fame.
He's a fighter.
He's got a tremendous story.
Eric Berry's a fighter.
Let's see. We got a little bit less than 20 minutes left. The final segment of the show. The best quarterbacks heading into 2018-2019. I have my list. I actually did all 32.
Just read them. Go for it.
I don't know. Like we can do them by section.
Do you want to go? Do you want to go to the bottom and work our way up to the top?
Yeah, that seems fine. Let's do that. I have 33 names here, or selections, but I'm putting 33 as rookies with question marks just because we have no idea yet. Like it depends on where they go before I'll start ranking people. Number 32, AJ McCarron. He's just in Buffalo. That was the only thing I could really say. Buffalo has a quarterback.
He exists.
And then until he gets replaced by Josh Allen or something.
Throw some picks.
We haven't really seen McCarron too much in the starting light.
That's fair.
He's been okay. So that's why I only put him at 32 because we have no idea.
We'll see.
Number 31, Case Keenum.
That low? Are you serious?
I do have Case Keenum.
What? Wait, hold on.
I think the receivers carried Keenum for Minnesota.
Wait, that means who do you have above Keenum?
Everybody
else. You're insane. No.
Although I will say this was thrown together. This was literally just thrown together as the names came up.
I don't even love Case Keenum.
But we're gonna do it by section. Look.
I gotta defend Case Keenum.
Look, I think Keenum. We don't know enough about him. Still,
we know he got to a championship game.
I would say based largely on a few lucky plays.
Who else didn't make... Think about all the quarterbacks that didn't get to the championship.
This entire year of sports has been insane. Loyola Chicago's in the Final Four. You know what I mean? It's just been a weird year.
It has, but I don't know.
I think Keenum's good, but if he was that good, then they would not have let him go.
I'd put him in the top 15.
No.
Oh, keep going.
You're wrong for that.
Keep going. No, I'm not. Keep going.
Ryan Tannehill at 30. I have Blake Bortles at 29.
No. Keenum's better than Bortles. I'm sorry. You're crazy.
I actually would be willing to swap that.
You'd swap that? Yeah.
Like I said, I've been putting this... I had to put my notes together today
you're fine. It's just,
while I was in class.
That's really low for Keenum.
You know what? No, forget it. I'll move Keenum up to Bortles and then push down Tannehill and Blake Bortles.
Okay. You think Bortles is better than Tannehill?
Yes, I do. Andy Dalton at number 28.
That's really low, but I can't even really argue that. He hasn't played great in a while.
He's an okay guy.
Yeah.
Like,
he had some hot years, but...
It's been...
You know what?
It's just is what it is. Like, not a lot of people would argue with that,
wow,
except
that
for
sums up
Andy
his
Dalton.
career. It is what it is.
Yeah. Sam Bradford at number 27. I have him just before Andy Dalton.
Really?
Yes. I think
With his knee?
I think Sam Bradford is a more efficient quarterback than Andy Dalton.
Yeah, until he falls over and goes, ow, I can't get up.
That's besides the point.
No, that's not. That's incredibly important.
But Sam Bradford's going to be a starter is what I'm saying. These are based on the starting quarterbacks
for like
that I
3
have.
games. we'll see.
Arizona, go get a quarterback.
Really, though? Arizona, really go get a quarterback.
I have Josh McCown at 26. Mitchell Trubisky at 25. Eli Manning at 24.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Eli Manning is getting to that point in his career where I think it's time. Like, this is probably his last
How
season.
many picks has he thrown in his career?
I just wish I knew.
So many, though.
I wish I had that on top of my
No,
head.
he's had some seasons where he's thrown...
He beat the Patriots twice. Every New York Giants fan's argument. He beat the Patriots twice. He's a Hall of Famer.
The thing is, though,
he's okay.
He's also thrown a lot of picks.
He has.
A lot.
But I blame the offensive line in large part for his failure. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
Eli Manning is okay, but he needs an offensive line.
That's a lot of picks, though, over the years.
Yeah.
Well,
Let's see.
We'll have to look him up.
23, Joe Flacco. I put him at 23, man. I don't have as much faith in Joe Flacco. I don't even... No, Ravens fans don't have faith in Joe Flacco.
No, I'm thinking maybe he should go lower.
Oh, really? Because I thought you were giving me this puzzled
No,
look of... No, wait,
I'm
really?
actually... No, I think Keenum's better than Flacco.
No, I don't think he's better than
I
Flacco.
do actually think he's... Right now, going into this year, I'd rather have Keenum than Flacco.
I'd still rather have Flacco.
Really? I mean, we'll have to wait and see. To me, though, they're really close, actually. Like, I don't... I think you're getting close to where I would put Keenum. All of this is turning into a Keenum debate, and it's not even like other quarterbacks.
Keenum, I'm gonna give Keenum the due that he has, but I think he had some terrific receivers in Minnesota.
He did. He had
which is why Kirk is going
there. Great coaches.
Great coaching. The offensive coordinator is the job in New York now. Yep. He was surrounded by really good people, and put the ball just where cornerbacks didn't get a chance.
How do you think that's going to affect the Vikings, though, losing their coordinator?
Oh, that was my biggest question for the Vikings going into the offseason, considering Pat Shurmur. But that's not what we're talking about right now. Let's see. Tyrod Taylor at 22.
Okay.
He's good. Yeah. He's efficient. Doesn't turn the ball. My big part of that is that he doesn't turn the ball over.
He's toast.
He's toast. He's good. He doesn't turn the ball over though. Like, he's very efficient at holding on to the ball.
Yeah.
I mean, he's not the most proficient guy. Maybe accuracy when it comes into that.
I think when you think of average quarterback, his name is.
He's around there. Deshaun Watson at 21 because of the injury.
Yep.
That's the only reason why. Too. There's a lot of these guys on the list you're not going to enjoy where I put them because I just don't think there's enough we've seen. Which is why I put Keenum low.
That's why I think Bradford should be lower.
Let's see. Well, stop. We've seen enough of Sam Bradford.
Yeah, we have. We definitely have.
Let's see. Jimmy Garoppolo at 20.
Wow, really?
People are putting him super high, and I like Jimmy a lot. But we've only seen 7 full starts.
That's
okay?
True.
Just keep that in mind.
I didn't say a thing.
No. I'm just saying for the audience. Keep it in mind that we've only seen 7 starts out of the guy. He's efficient, he's good, but we've only seen him start the game 7 times.
All right, who's next?
Marcus Mariota at 19. He had a decent year. He was okay. I think he had a down year this past season.
He did.
He had a lot more interceptions and
there's
touchdowns,
better football, and he was hurt too for a period.
He was coming off of an ACL, man. Like that takes something away from you if you're like a mobile quarterback.
And then I think he hurt his shoulder, didn't he? Later in he played okay, but like he was struggling all season.
I think this is the season that Marcus actually goes off, though. I think Marcus could very well have a terrific season. They keep putting good pieces around him in Tennessee.
They have.
All they have to do is just manage the ball and not turn it over, and Tennessee's going to win games.
Deion Lewis is good at that.
Yeah.
If he holds up the way he did with us last year with the Patriots.
Number 18, Jared Goff. Now, everybody's really excited about Goff because he had a great season, but from what I've already seen, I place a lot of that on the system that Sean McVay's put in. He has a good offensive line now. He's got a good running back. The receiving game is pretty sufficient. Bomb it down the field. Get him some time. That's all you need. You know what I mean? That's why I have Jared Goff at 18. Number 17, Kirk Cousins. Did I put Marcus Mariota on this list twice? Oh, I did. Well, whatever.
Is Nick Foles on your list?
No, he's not a starter.
We'll put Nick Foles on there.
Now I'm just trying to figure out who I'm missing. I have no idea who I'm missing. Oh, this is bad. Who am I missing? Oh, I'm missing Pat Mahomes. That's who I'm missing. Then, fine. We'll move Pat Mahomes to 32, just because we haven't seen him either. So everybody just moves up one. That's my bad. Let's see. Yeah, Kirk Cousins at 17. He's just about average. Good. Can push the ball where you need him to push it.
Wait, where do you have him?
17. I don't think he's worth $86 million.
Whoa, you got him pretty low. Man, all right. Okay. I think that's way too low, but that's just me. I put him at like 13.
I have Alex Smith. Excuse me. So, yeah, just remember this. So, Kirk Cousins would have been at 16.
Yeah.
Alex Smith at 15. I think Alex Smith is just a little bit better than Kirk.
I'd swap him.
There's just the experience.
I'd swap him.
That's basically what happens.
Yeah,
but like you can throw them in and out, but that's about where they're going to be.
Right now,
right
if
next
you told
to
me
each
I can have one of them, I'm taking Kirk. Not for the money he's being paid.
Not for the money. No.
No, but I would take Kirk. Just slightly, though. It's only by a point.
Number 14, I have Jameis Winston. He can push that ball down the field. He's
Winston?
mobile. Yeah, I have Winston there. He can push the ball down the field. He's mobile.
You have Winston above
Mariota.
And Cousins.
And Goff.
And Smith. And Goff.
Yep. Jameis Winston is that franchise. He's the reason why they've been close to the playoffs.
Yeah, close. Wow.
He needs an offensive line.
Kirk's made the playoffs. Smith's made the playoffs. Who else has made the playoffs? Keenum's made the playoffs. Bortles has made the playoffs.
Jameis I think he's a better technical quarterback than them.
Even Mariota?
I think because Mariota had a down year.
Yeah.
I would say like Mariota with the injury, I would say Jameis.
I still think Jameis is in the top 20, but yeah.
You don't think he's in the top 20?
No, I do think he's in the top 20.
Yeah, but I that's why it's kind of thrown there.
Yeah.
I threw Dak Prescott at 13.
Really?
Yeah, I think
he had such a down year last
year.
He
had a bad year, but
I know, but
there was a lot of drama going
that's
on
fair.
in Dallas.
Wait, what do you have at 13?
13.
That sounds about right.
That seems fair to me.
That seems fair to me too, actually.
I have Derek Carr at 12.
A little too high for me. Because he had an injury, another injury.
No, Derek Carr is the reason why they even won games this year. Though.
I know, but
without him, it's just Khalil Mack and everyone else.
Still a little too high for me. I'd probably put him at about 15.
I like Carr. Carr was an MVP candidate at one point.
I love
in the last two seasons.
I really like
He's
Carr.
a very viable passer. I like Carr. I really do.
I do too.
I have Matthew Stafford at 11.
Yep.
He is Detroit. Like that is the franchise right there.
Oh yeah.
Matt Ryan at 10.
Man, Matt Ryan, how the mighty have fallen.
Not that he's not a good quarterback, but the weapons he has around him.
He should have played better last year.
Yeah, he could have played a lot better. As an MVP guy coming off of an MVP season, you would expect better.
Yeah.
He played okay. He got into the playoffs.
22-3.
Oh, it is today. Today is 3/28.
Anyways, yeah, go on.
Cam Newton at 9. Dude, that guy's a beast.
Oh, he is.
You cannot deny Cam Newton's a monster.
I'm surprised he's not higher.
He could be.
List.
I could swap him with Andrew Luck, which is who I have next. I have Andrew Luck next. You see the reduction level that goes down for Indianapolis without Andrew Luck? Andrew Luck's he's like in the AFC Championship games. Under Chuck Pagano.
With his injuries, I'm not putting him that high. I'd put him at probably 12, something like that.
I think that they've helped him a little bit.
Top 15.
A little bit more.
I'd put him in the top 15 right now.
Oh, he's top 15.
He could come out this season.
I think, honestly, you can swap him and Cam. Like, it's either one or the other.
I'd say Cam right now. Cam's healthier.
I threw Andrew because of the little production he has just had consistently. Just a little bit. I think they're close. I mean, Cam's taking a team to the Super Bowl, but Andrew Luck has taken the team to the playoffs every year he's been healthy.
He's taking him to the championship.
Yeah. Let's see. I have Phillip Rivers at 7. I think that's fair. He's very good.
I mean, he's in the top 10.
Yeah. Russell Wilson at 6.
Yeah. Yep.
He is Seattle.
Yep.
Ben Roethlisberger at 5.
Well, now he's Seattle.
Yeah, well, for sure. I mean, last season he accounted for 77% of their entire yards. Anyway, Ben Roethlisberger at 5. Drew Brees at 4. The dude's still doing it.
Yep.
He's a monster. Number 3, Carson Wentz. He had a great season. He looks good so far in the offseason coming off of his ACL.
Backpedal real quick. You've got Ben at 5.
Yes.
That high, considering his age and everything, and
I mean, I can't really say too much if Drew Brees is above him. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but Drew's playing. I feel like Drew
is not human.
No, I know, but like that, I'm trying to think. No, Drew's been playing better in the last couple of years, I think, than Ben. And Ben played well.
Well, neither of them have dropped off. That's the thing. Like, Ben had a bad game once this season. And that was against Jacksonville, when nobody knew Jacksonville was going to be that good.
And he played really well in the
down the stretch without Antonio Brown.
Game.
Yeah.
No, and in the playoffs, that offense played a lot. It's just the defense couldn't stop Blake Bortles.
Surprisingly.
That's so weird.
We almost caught that, too. Just don't forget. And I have Aaron Rodgers at 2, and Tom Brady was the MVP, so you got to put him at 1. That's not even a bias.
Wait, who's 2?
Aaron Rodgers.
Yep.
Going into next season, they're going to have Devontae Adams. Cobb is going to be good. Their backfield, I think, is going to get better with the draft this year. I could really see Sonny Michel or Nick Chubb going to the Green Bay Packers this year in the draft. 2 good guys out of Georgia. One of the two. Whoever doesn't go there is going to go to New York. Is pretty much going to the Giants.
But yeah, I mean that's a list.
It is a list.
It is a list.
It's not terribly revised. So
I might actually put Russell Wilson above Ben.
I wanted to.
I think I would. Right now, going into this year, I would.
I wanted to, but Ben still.
I'd put him at 6.
It's still a playoff.
Oh, he is. And Russell Wilson's a playoff quarterback too. I wouldn't put him above. I would put him above Phillip Rivers and Andrew Luck and Cam Newton and Matt Ryan. But I think I would put Russell Wilson higher.
I think Carson's going into a very good situation this next season too. When the team is healthy, they've got a monster defense.
I would actually put Drew Brees above Carson Wentz. Isn't that funny?
It felt weird to put Carson at 3 because
the injury. I would.
I don't like putting guys who don't have that much experience that high.
I don't like putting guys who get injured that high either because it sometimes it takes a little.
Well, you know how he got. It's not like he got injured running away. He got injured diving into the end zone.
And I got you, but it's still hard to come back and be just as good the following year. It takes a bit. I just think Derek Carr's too high on this list. I think Jameis Winston's a little too high. I think Mariota, Cousins, Goff, I think they're a little too low. I think Jimmy G is a little too low, but not by much. I think you've actually got him in a pretty good spot.
Well, we just don't know enough yet. That's the only thing. I like Jimmy. I said if they go to the playoffs this season, I'll probably buy his jersey.
I still think it's insane you have McCown and Bradford above Keenum.
Well,
and I don't even like Keenum like that.
Remember, Mahomes is going to go on the bottom because he hasn't even had any starting experience yet either. Really.
No, I know, but you still have McCown and Bradford above Keenum.
Yeah.
No, I gotta disagree with you on that one.
I think Keenum was in a tremendous situation.
Watch him be awful next year though, and I just have to eat crow.
We'll see, man.
It's possible.
I like Keenum's story. But I didn't see a ton from Keenum that garnered like gigantic impressions on me.
No, and I get that.
You know what I mean? Like he had tremendous. Stephon Diggs is a very good receiver. Thielen had a great season. Kyle Rudolph's no slouch. He had a good running game, and the offensive line actually stepped up this year for the Vikings.
Yeah.
And that defense is still dirt nasty.
Dirt nasty.
Dirt nasty.
Dirt nasty.
That's right. Dirt nasty, boys. We got 2 minutes.
Brady's number 1 still.
You got anything to plug with the next 2 minutes?
No, not really.
It's been one of those kind of weeks.
It's been one of those years.
One of those years.
It really has.
Looking forward to the banquet.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun. Actually,
I'm excited for it. I'm already writing the speech. I'm at 1,000 words.
Yeah, there's a banquet going on.
Yeah, for student media leaders, stuff like that, and the members of the organizations. But what else? What else?
Brady's gonna be 41. Does he fall off a cliff? Real quick, yes or no? Is this the year? Is this the year he starts to go down in his being productive?
No.
Okay, I agree. I think he's got another year or 2 left in him, but we'll see.
I think he wants to play till he's 45.
That's nice.
And barring any injury,
I want to be 6 feet tall. We all want things.
We can get you stilts.
Yeah, right?
The stilts can be your what's his name? Alex Guerrero.
Stop.
No, Brady could play till 45 the way he's producing now. Dude just won an MVP.
He's one bad hit away from not being able to.
Oh, no, we'll see how this offensive line holds up. Then I'll tell you. Because if he gets clobbered this year, I think 41. He's got one. I think he's got till 42.
He's 40. Gonna be 41.
Yeah.
And he's still playing at a high level. That's insane.
Dude, LeBron James spends over $1 million a year on his body.
All you Patriots haters, enjoy the greatness because it's not gonna last much longer, and then you'll look back on these years and be like, "Wow, that was something."
It's like not appreciating LeBron James. You know what I mean? Like LeBron James might not have as many titles
or Jordan
as Jordan.
No, I mean, I think
No, because people appreciated Jordan when Jordan was around. No. What I'm saying is that like I understand we're about time, but when LeBron James is gone, people are gonna try to figure out who the best player in the NBA is, because LeBron's been the best player in the NBA for a long time. But that's my spiel. And catch us next week here on RadioFreeRadford.com. Thank you very much to the lovely Shiza Manzoor, Sam Montana, of course, for joining us once again. Oh, but what do you got? About 38 days is what I understand. 38 days left.
I don't want to think about it.
Oh no, that's what Annie's been. She has a countdown going.
Man.
There's 38 days left till graduation, bud.
Why does she have a count? Okay, whatever. Yep. 38 days. All right.
We're gonna get some pizza. Have a wonderful rest of your week. Try to stay warm. We have no idea what the weather's gonna be like here.
Or cool, depending on the weather.
Yeah, or cool. Just whatever the weather is, the inverse of that. All right. Catch you guys next week. Adios.